This screencast is about creating citations for articles. And so before we can start making our citation, we need to know the parts of information that we need to find. So when I'm creating an article citation, I need to know 6 different things. I need to find the author, their name. I need to find the title of the article. I need to find the journal that the article appeared in. Sometimes this is also called the source of the information. I need to find the publication date, so when this information was made or made available to us. Then I need to find the database that this information came from. So if you found your article, you most likely found it in a database on our library website like EBSCO or History Reference Center. That's the information we need. And the last thing I need to know is the access date. The access date is very different from the publication date. The access date is when I, the researcher, went and found this information. So the good news about creating article citations is usually this information is right at the top of our article. And a lot of times the information is labeled, or at least some of it is. That makes making an article citation easier. So we're going to look at an example and kind of identify those parts. So to make an article citation, this is an example of an article that I might use. And so now I need to think about those different parts: the who, the what, the when, the where, who wrote it, when it was made, what it's about, and where it was published. So the first thing I was going to look for is my author. And right away, I see at the top of my article information, I have a field named author, and I have a name listed. So there's the first piece of information, and I found it. The second thing I need to know is the title. The title is set above the article most times, and when it's in bigger print, because the title is very important, the title will also usually tell us something about the topic that we're researching. So it should be kind of specific. So I found the author, I found the title. Next, I need to know the journal name or the source. And so I don't have a label for journal name, but I do have one that says source. And just to the right of that is Skeptic. Skeptic is, in this case, the journal name or possibly magazine name. So I found the who wrote it, the what it's about, the title, and where it was published. Now I need to know when it was published. And just to the right of my journal name is a publication year. So I would mark that down. The next thing I need to know is what database this article was in. Sometimes that will show here in my listing. A lot of times I will need to know where that came from, and I can see that up here in the corner. Or I could go back to the library page and look at which database I got this from. But I am in EBSCOhost looking at this article. So this is my database, EBSCOhost. The last piece of information I need to know is the access date. This will not be on our article information either, because this is when I went and found this article. So I would think back to, when did I actually find this? Was it last week? Was it 2 weeks ago? Maybe it's even within the last couple days. Sometime in this range of time when you've been researching is going to be your access date. Don't worry if you don't know the exact day, but just kind of keep it in that range of when we've been looking for information, and you should be fine.